Call this meeting to order at 4:02 p.m. Roll call, please.
Lester Mascon.
Eric Sahakian.
Alex Dulce.
And William Mays. Do we have any public comments?
None of them on.
All right. iLead lease agreement.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mays, Mr. Mascon. I will now distribute I want to say the third draft iteration of the AADUSD iLead lease agreement. I would say stress one more time, draft. And I'll provide you kind of a key point summary so that we could go by that, but I wanted you all to have the full document in hand. We've been going back and forth regarding kind of fine tuning some of the key elements, such as, term of the agreement, the rent structure, the financial responsibilities and maintenance and operations. Now, what I'll go by right now, again, there's been, ping-ponging back from subcommittee to our legal counsel, Mr. Eric Stevens, and their work with the iLead reps in terms of fine tuning based on our recommendations of the subcommittee over the past several months. So the key point summary, parties inside, of course, lease between our school district and iLead Dulce charter. Address is listed. The term, we had multiple years initially, and the existing one, I want to say, was for 6 years. We narrowed it down for a 2-year term, which could be extended, but based on the needs of the district. With growing enrollment, we just want to take, some cautionary steps in limiting the term now to 2. That's in the draft agreement. An option to extend by mutual agreement if and when that time comes. Rent structure, annual rent $328,000 starting July 1st, if agreed at a board meeting, upcoming board meeting. A 3% increase effective July 1st, 2027 and beyond if it is extended by the district. And then the paid distribution, paid monthly, subject to reconciliation. Financial responsibilities, charter pays rent, utilities, custodial, trash, maintenance, and most repairs. District pays limited items, notably portions of water well system and septic repairs. Not a significant change there. The maintenance expectations, key shift of responsibility. Charter assumes broad responsibility for maintaining campus in good working order. 30-day standard timeline for most repairs. Shorter timelines for specific items such as roof leaks, fire alarm, water well. If not completed by the charter, then the district may perform the work and then bill the charter for the expense. Scope of charter responsibilities includes full upkeep of, and it's bullet pointed, buildings, classrooms, offices, interiors, exteriors, HVAC, restrooms, plumbing, furniture, fencing, playgrounds, bell system, fire systems, daily custodial, and summer deep cleaning. Grounds in general, campus appearance falls again on iLead charter. Operations and use, site limit to public school use and related activities, of course, must comply with Civic Center Act for community use. Something that we do here, that's a consistent policy. Charter responsible for permits, compliance, and coordination. We had a little bit of back and forth regarding fire requirement. After Mr. Mora contacted the fire marshals and got more information, and we sent that information to our legal counsel, we embedded the requirement to implement fire watch if system is down per county fire requirements. So it was something that was suggested at the subcommittee. Subcommittee in action, right? So we appreciate these forums by Mr. Mays, Mr. Mora. Thank you for following up on that. Indemnification charter holds district harmless from claims tied to charter use of the site. Protection continues after lease ends. Alterations, no construction or major changes without district approval. Exterior changes require pre-approval. End of lease, campus must be returned in good working order. Charter responsible for final repairs within 30 days. District may complete work and charge charter if needed. And then charter waives Prop 39 facility rights during the lease term. And just in conclusion, lease provides stable revenue to district while placing nearly all operational maintenance and risk responsibility on the charter. with clear timelines and district of backstop orders if standards are not met. Those are the highlights of the third draft iteration.
Yeah.
You know, I think the only thing that makes me hesitate at all on it, so this sounds like it's much more in line with what we originally were looking for, is that how smart is it for us to do a 2-year lease, just not knowing what the future holds? Should we keep this limited to 1 year or not?
That's a great question, Mr. Mascon. I did take it to our legal counsel, Mr. Stevens, and he did cite Prop 39 multiple times, particularly when it came to that key component.
Yeah.
If it's 1 year, it doesn't really provide assurances that for the charter school or any charter school for their continuity, their enrollment. It doesn't provide that kind of.
Yeah, like I can completely understand
Yeah.
that. Like, I mean, I don't know if that's our responsibility, but, and I think that obviously if we choose, if there's nothing needed, then it just keeps getting extended for the next.
Correct.
But I would change that extension to a 5 or an 8-year extension to be extended up to 5 years or 8 years.
1 year at a time.
1 year at a
Yeah.
time, but then to be reevaluated at that point, because you might want to change.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the lease vehicle will have the ability to either just extend this lease.
Right.
Or require renegotiations. I think that's.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. But do we want to do 2 years? Do we want to say this is theirs for 2 years and?
I think what you're saying is we have really no choice other than 2 years.
Yeah, per Prop 39, a year lease is really frowned upon.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of district responsibility and leasing out facilities. We have to be operating in a fair, equitable manner. And it doesn't, that 1 year doesn't necessarily provide that confidence or continuity for a charter school. That was it in a nutshell by Mr. Stevens. But what I'm hearing, thank you both, you know, extended 1 year at a time and possible charter lease renegotiations as far as the terms.
Right.
Upon that year to year.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be incumbent upon both parties to agree to extensions, and we could simply not agree to the extensions, just do a negotiation at that point, so. But it would be nice to have a lease vehicle in place that allows a simple addendum extension if we want to just give them another year or two or whatever we would like to do with it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think
That's a good point.
we can, because it says you can extend it at the 3%, but at some point, you probably want to have a hard stop and renegotiate.
But the hard stop's at 2 years.
Right, there's a hard stop in 2 years, but then after that, there's no hard stop. I mean, it's year by
Oh, I see
year,
what you mean.
but it should be up to, because we're saying, if we extend it, we're extending it for 3%. But if we want to extend it, the 3% for up to 5 years, another 5 years, renegotiate, so.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I'll take that back. Thank you. Any other comments? So that falls within the rent structure. An extension of the contract.
That is.
Mr. Moore, are you happy with the terms of the contract for your ability to maintain that property?
Has iLead seen this yet, or?
Yes, so the draft itself, you know, these are all the terms and elements that we took back.
Okay.
And was discussed by our legal counsel with iLead reps, so they're aware of these components.
So they're okay with it?
And yes, and our legal counsel is aware of our subcommittee meeting as of today. And then with this additional request for addendum, I'll take it back to legal counsel. And then inform the subcommittee. Because ultimately, you know, time is ticking as far as, you know, the lease agreement and a board meeting to formalize as an action item. So we could bring this back in May and then.
I mean, if they put that verbiage in there, I think we could bring it.
I don't think we have time to put it on the agenda for this meeting.
Not after this meeting, but for the next one.
Yeah.
For the next ones, before we meet again.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think
So as long as they fix that, we're good with it going to the board.
Okay, so if this language is added on, then I could inform our board liaisons, both of you, and then we could agendize it for the month of May.
Yeah.
If not, then I'll bring it back to the subcommittee for further discussion.
Yeah, and I would just, to Bill's point, let's just find out if the current, even the current language may allow for this. If the current language allows us to renegotiate at the end of the, with a 2-year term. If it does, then nothing needs to be changed. We just want to have the ability at the end of the 2 years to work on the terms again, if we choose to, which I believe it would.
Yeah.
Because you have to sign, if you, both sides don't sign the extension and they say
Yeah.
we want to change it, then it should be fine.
It would make sense. I would believe that language is already existing.
So it's really just a question to them, is
Is that what it is?
does the current language allow for potential renegotiation at the end of the 2 year before signing the addendum for the additional year?
And if they're waiving Proposition 39, what do we care about?
There's that piece there too, but I know that was a.
Yeah, no, I get it.
talking
I mean,
point.
if I was signing a lease for a school, I would not want to be year to year though.
Yeah. Yeah, we could understand what, their mind as well.
We have so much growth happening, it's like,
Looks like
Well-
the project's stopped building.
not sell it. Yeah, it's already gonna change hands again.
So new development, housing development again.
Well, they just, whoever was building it ran out of money, now they're selling it as is. So somebody else will pick it up.
Yeah.
For a song, and it's not abnormal.
No, it's changed hands actually a few times
Okay.
already.
Alright, building other than the changed hands.
Mm.
They were paid out of the noise.
Yeah.
So. When the new ones came up, and they totally changed. Like they're supposed to be horsepower, they took all that out, so.
Mhm. Design change too, right?
Yeah, now, that was after people had already bought the houses, like with the assumption that they were getting on the house, so.
Oh, ouch.
Uh,
Well, thank you for the feedback for the draft.
next is bus leasing option.
That's not, I was still on the same page with this, so I was like driving through Vegas and I saw all these transit buses and I drove up real close and the name was back in the bus. See what it was.
Oh, that's a nice bus.
Nope.
Yes.
All right.
Nice stuff.
So I would like to start off with, letting everybody know that on April 16, 2026, we experienced another breakdown on Sierra Highway. Our bus broke down. I was able to send out a bus to go pick up the students, continue doing the same route. But parents got upset due to that situation. That's the reason why we're in need in getting new buses. It's not the first time, it's the third time this year that we have bus breaking down on the street. We just want to make sure that students are able to get home safe.
Yep.
To school and home.
Definitely.
Alright. So this is the second actual presentation I have from the school buses. This is an actual 2027 Thomas Model CHPI. Similar to what we have right now in the yard, identical with the regular transportation buses. 20 years from now.
Yeah. Excellent point.
You're gonna see the, basically, the entrance, the area where they sit.
Yeah.
The inside of the bus has a lot more space,
Mhm.
similar to what we have, identical, basically. The only difference that we have seatbelts for the students and air conditioning.
I was gonna say, probably here.
Mhm.
The storage compartment, which we're looking for, is right there.
Yeah.
There, a lot of extra space. We don't have to worry about not having any space for
Or
football
football
players and.
Well, equipment and there's
Equipment.
musical instruments
Yeah.
depending on the performance. And this is definitely much larger than the prior presentation
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as storage and then seat capacity, right?
Yep.
It's basically-
Yep. This is basically the same as the older was. We could fit up to 70 to 75 students in it.
Mhm.
Regular, small students, but yeah, you don't have to worry about the seat. It's plenty of space for all ages. So, basically, the annual on the current bus is $463,703.39. If you go with the leasing option, it's $378,551.41. It's an annual savings of $85,151.91.
So you're saying you're spending 463,000 a year on maintenance and all the stuff you're doing to keep them running
Yep,
and all that?
the old bus is running right now.
Wow.
Yep, and that includes, fuel, insurance, towing, chartering buses out, the mechanical work. Everything that we're investing on those buses.
How many buses were we looking at?
We're looking at 4 buses right now.
And this is per bus or?
So basically, no, that's basically the
Problem.
month for all 4.
Hmm.
But after I finish them, I also have another presentation of cutting them down to 2 buses if we're not able to get 4 buses.
And that was my next question, Mr. Moore. Ideal would be 4 new buses. There's a cost factor
Yes.
as far as the lease. What would you say would be, and I assume based on what you just mentioned about the other presentation, what would be the bare minimum in terms of replacement, the number of buses, and what would be ideal?
Ideal would be 4 buses. So basically it would be 237,820 with 48 cents. If we cut it down to 2 buses, it would be 118,910 with 24 cents. It's a difference of 31,989.
Per year? Per
Yes.
year?
Yep, so basically mode 1, that's the original, I don't even wanna, that's the first company that came out. The difference between them and the new bus is 31,989. You're not gonna have that one, that was the actual presentation I had in case we wanted to cut down to 2 buses instead of 4 buses.
I just want to make that differentiation of.
So right now with this, we go within for the 4 buses, 5-year, it would be 2,318,516 with 95 cents. That's how much it is, right? If we go with if we keep with the same buses, if we go with the lease option, it would be 1,892,757 with 40 cents. It would be a saving within the 5 years of 425,759 with 55 cents, with an annual savings of 85,151 with 55 cents, with a 22.49 ROI.
So. The only thing we're not getting is the buses, but at that point.
Well, what's the, at the end of the lease term, what is the residual, what's the
If we want to buy it,
remaining value?
okay. Basically, if we decide to keep the buses and purchase them, for the 4 buses, it would be $322,000 that we have to pay up front at the end of the contract.
So essentially, and with the 5-year term, we're getting 5 years of warranty with that, or?
It's basically the warranty is already a bumper, yep. And if you want to divide it per bus, it would be basically 59,455 with 12 cents per bus.
So we're saying we can pay more, and keep the old buses, or we can pay a little bit less and have all brand new buses.
Yep,
And
we
even
can
when
say
you
that.
factor in,
Mm-hmm.
and I would encourage us to just term it into 5 years and get new ones, depending on the mileage, or I mean, I guess you could buy them at that point, but they won't leave more residual on these at the end of the 5-year term. That's the max amount of residual they'll put in
No, basically, that's all they offer.
it. Okay.
He said we could purchase them or return them and get other.
Yeah, and just carry on the same lease amount.
Yep.
Option.
Make that decision in 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I do have a question, Zeke.
Mhm.
The lease term, it doesn't include miles, it's unlimited miles?
No, it's not unlimited miles.
It's unlimited.
It's the same mileage that we had for the other one. It's 20,000 miles a year.
So, well, with 4 buses, you can,
Yeah, we'll have plenty of, we'll have, things.
They spread out,
Spread them out.
this one takes longer than this,
Mm-hmm.
so that's and it's
Yeah.
probably because the bus was down.
Yep.
So the girls softball game, they brought 2
Charge.
of the little bus, 2 of the small buses
Mhm.
to drop them off. And then they left, and then the big bus came to pick them up, but there's only 3 going back, so it didn't make sense of why we did. But I'm sure it's because you said one bus broke, so then that,
Yep,
Takes out.
running low on the buses.
One is down.
And so, have you factored any, like, what do you think you're gonna be able to get from selling all of our old buses?
I did ask them about that. There's a chance they'll be able to purchase the newer ones, there's only one or two, but the older ones, I don't even wanna take a look at them.
I'm just thinking, currently you've got how many buses out there?
Right now,
Not counting only the ones we're trying to replace, like not all
Other
of
than
them.
what we said.
so we have 6 regular transportation buses.
Yeah.
And then we have, 4 sped buses.
Yeah, forget about it, don't, not factor in the sped bus, which is 6 transportation
Yeah,
buses.
6 transportation.
So insurance wise, maintenance wise, you're going from 6 buses to 5? Because you're
Yes.
keeping 1, right?
We're gonna keep the newest one we
Yeah.
have.
Right,
Yeah,
only
so
go
we
for-
have
rid of
one.
5.
That'll be total of 5,
Mhm.
non-spent.
but they're all, cause the new one's probably doesn't have that many miles on it.
Oh, no, it's brand new.
It's a smaller bus, so you keep that for the metal art stuff because it's got the shorter distance between the
Mm-hmm.
seats and you use the other one for the bigger kids and then the field trips.
Yeah, but definitely, our recommendation would be to go with the lease.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be 2 or 4, whatever,
And I
yes.
like these buses a lot better than that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can see a big difference between this one and the one that we saw here.
Let's be on the agenda Thursday.
Not for Thursday, no, we just want to bring it back with the new information with this new vendor.
It seems like we have an immediate need with broken down buses. Is there
Yeah,
any
there is.
possibility to get it on the agenda?
Doing better.
But it's posted, the agenda's already posted for
But
Thursday.
can't you,
We could always do an addendum and we could bring it up. It could be under business, it could be an addendum item that gets, approved Thursday night.
I think we're better off
Can,
trying to get that sooner than later.
Do you approve of this? Will?
I do, to go with leasing,
With the
absolutely,
4 transits?
yes.
Seems like the best option we've seen. And compared
Yes.
to our current cost structure of maintaining the old fleet,
Yeah.
makes a lot of
Makes
sense.
most sense. And the buses themselves too, in terms of the capacity overall, long-term use, it'll be beneficial for.
With the other ones, they were gonna have to send 2 drivers, they were
Right.
gonna have to get charters anyway.
So, once it's approved, you send them a PO, how long does it take to get the buses?
It all depends if they have them in stock. I have to basically, once it's approved, 100%, I gotta contact them and see if they have any in stock or if they have to special order them. I wouldn't have that information right now.
Cause once you get it approved, they get them, then you gotta sticker them,
Mhm.
then you have to do a CHP check on them, so that takes three or so weeks.
Like originally, before this company, they were telling me, yeah, we can get in here by June,
Okay,
but I'm not sure exactly what they're gonna tell me.
right,
Once it's approved, I'll
so
get it.
basically beginning of next schools.
It should be here before next,
Yeah,
fiscal
so,
school year,
yeah, fall
or likely
26.
it'll be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Nice work. Good.
So the formal proposal that we have listed, right? from the
Yes.
vendor,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Mascon and Mr. Mace, this is what you'd like me to add to the 23rd of April?
Yeah.
So then we could go ahead and do
And
that.
obviously,
It's gonna require a short presentation from you, probably a lot shorter and just a little clearer than what you just did, so
Yeah.
make sure it's just a very basic
Yeah, thank you.
current cost structure of maintaining our existing fleet. And here's what, if we were to lease 4 buses, here's the lease cost. Lease cost is obviously cheaper than what we're currently paying just to maintain our current fleet. Even if you throw in if we elect to buy them at the end of 4 years, the cost still puts us under what we're currently gonna pay over the next 5 years, regardless of whether we do nothing and spend more money than if we bought them. That's the gist of the presentation.
So the cost comparison with current and then option to buy.
And it should still put you under, or at least very close to the actual amount we're gonna spend anyway. So the big thing is no impact to budget. Right?
Yeah.
So, more
So the
negative
cost
impact.
comparison,
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be more of a negative impact. Negative.
Negative, yeah, take it off, positive. Less money,
Yes.
Reduction.
there you go,
Mhm.
thanks, me.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Alright, next we got this. Desert Hardscape Proposals.
Thank you, Mr.
Here I put together the actual, estimates for the, work that we're gonna do at High Desert. That's approved. For building one, the concrete work, it would be $15,000. Building two, concrete work, $34,000. The gym floor replacement inside the multi-purpose room, $47,114. Slurry the basketball courts, $12,660. And to add the Little Owls, safety rubber playground, it's $90,000. The projected total for from the remaining of the roof was $195,846. For the projects themselves, it was $98,714.16. There's a shortage of $2,860.60.
I'm sure somewhere in here.
Mine 20, yeah. I'm gonna lean on one of these contractors and go. "We're
The
sure."
gym floor, it needs to be replaced, it can't be sanded down and refinished,
That one's a vinyl flooring, it's a VCT,
is it?
and it's starting to crack here and there, and it's lifting. We replace, you can see it, there's several areas that have been repaired already in-house, but it's got the original floor from 1992. I mean, we could go a little bit longer if you guys want,
No, I think you're.
but it definitely needs that work.
We got,
How many bids did you get on
So, yeah,
that? How many bids did you get on that?
I got 3 bids. Then if you look at the second page, it tells you the actual, thickness of the concrete that we're gonna use, PSI. The flooring that we're trying to put in there, the asphalt slurry, and the safety rubber padding, and it also gives you the square footage.
Can
And if
you,
it gets approved, it would be on 2026 summer projects.
can we break this down? Because these numbers look huge and how you break it down to a square foot price, like the gym floor is $9 a square foot, that's a reasonable price, so. We could show, hey, it's $9 a square foot instead of $47,000.
I don't think we want to present this Thursday, obviously.
No.
It's a little
No, so you want to cut it down to how much it is per square?
Yeah, you can have the total, but it's, go add a square foot.
No, that's right. It's a nice little.
Yeah, but it's within budget we've already approved, so we're not asking, no budget effect.
Right.
Like,
No, but there's one element, in terms of budget, impact that, we brought forward. Is the Little Owl safety rubber for the playground,
That one definitely needs to happen.
There's no budget impact on this.
No, amount short, if,
Yeah, right.
but that line item was something that we presented maybe at the last subcommittee as far as a newly added, summer project.
Listen, if we can, I mean, due to Ernesto and the teams, just, doing some really smart work on the budget we were already given. We were able to have cost savings across all the projects that were done, which allowed us to make some more much needed improvements that were being planned for later years that we can now accomplish within the same budget.
Right.
And no one's asking for more money here.
No.
This
No.
is just,
So-
leftovers.
There's
The
a-
budget that was approved.
Why is? If you look at building one concrete compared to building two concrete, you're saying it's the same exact concrete? It's a 3,000 PSI 4-inch thick, room finish, fiber mesh. One is $34,000, which ends up being $20 a square foot, where the other one is 17,000 square feet at 15,000, which ends up being, so something's not right in these numbers.
Because building one is gonna have, we have to put an actual drainage, because right now there's water pulling up next to the bungalow, and it's
Okay. So,
it's gonna have a little bit more.
so it's concrete, so basically, instead of it saying concrete, it needs this concrete and drainage system, so that it's Oh,
just amend it, you're, right, I think you meant, you're thinking building two.
Yeah.
Right? So
Building
building
two.
two would be the drainage system. Just differentiate between the two, because the square footage is roughly the same.
Right.
It's not.
the square footage is more on the one,
Mhm.
on the cheaper one, so.
Yeah.
Just
Just for notation, as, you know, we present this to the board
Mhm.
ultimately as far as the projects moving forward.
because I know it can't be.
Differentiate, yeah, that will help.
Yes.
No, just, better to answer the questions.
Yeah, I mean, the rubber mat, I know that stuff's expensive, but.
As far as, Mr. Moore, the safety rubber mats for the
Mhm.
playground, what's the life cycle on these? How long do they last?
So basically, it's. What's the warranty on it right now? So they're gonna give us a 3-year warranty on it. It's gonna last more than 3 years. The one that Metal Arc had installed there in the 90s, we still have to do little repairs here and there, but not
Sure.
major repairs. I'm guessing around 15, 20 years, that's how long it lasts. Until you have to replace it again.
Thank you. Well
Mhm.
worth it then.
I think that's a great point to bring up, and maybe you could just get the actual details, I'm sure you have like the safety data material sheet or the cut sheet for it.
But I hate it right now, I just have a quote and they give me a sample of what we're trying to purchase on them.
We could provide the cut sheet and just give a expected lifespan on that. In our environment,
Mhm.
sure. And what the warranty requirements are, we'll make sure we do any sort of treatment or maintenance
Mhm.
cycle that, or, maintenance work, preventative work that needs to get done.
So we could add that there too, because it is a high ticket item, although we're under budget. You know,
And it-
budget, it's a high ticket item.
Again, that's a 20 bucks a square foot, so
Mhm.
for rubber, not that price.
This one's maintenance free, you don't have to do anything to it. You don't have to seal it, you don't have to do anything, you just blow the debris from it.
It's good.
And I also have a price, it's not on here. Michelle requested an estimate for concrete around the quad area. That
Where there's
came in-
grass now.
Yep, where
solar
there's,
panels.
where the
Yeah,
grass area.
all the grass.
It was just a request,
Yeah, this
principal.
was just a request that she wanted, that one came out at 65,000, there's a contractor that wanted 90,000.
Yeah.
So there's different ones, but I just wanted to let you guys know, I looked into it and got a,
Heather said
So for now, we're holding off.
Yeah.
The grass will do. You know, I understand, her justification or request was, when it gets, when there's rain, it's also so flooding in a large area that students congregate during unstructured time.
I mean, ask her if she,
Budgeting.
what do you think's of more value, the gym floor replacement or the concrete she wants?
I think it's more important to get the gym floor replacement.
Than this piece of crazy answer.
Yeah, because the life cycle is,
Cause yep,
lifespan is already,
because the concrete, of course, is gonna help out to get mud going into the classrooms and dirt, but. The actual gym itself is creating any tripping hazards,
safety.
safety.
And, not like it rains here that much. How many?
That's true.
It rained a lot this year.
Yeah.
That's what she asked for, like square feet, that's a lot. That's like 15,
I'll give you this real quick.
40,000.
That's huge.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
3,315 square feet.
For the,
That's
well,
what
that's
they,
you want,
that's what the contractor put down.
why is it 65,000?
Let me look at my other contractor. I got all the quotes.
That is what you.
We're not doing anything.
No.
I'm trying to,
Understand the similarities. That probably needed quite a bit of prep work there though, too.
It does need a lot of prep work, because they have to take out the dirt,
right,
take out the actual sprinkler system,
right.
cap all the valves, so there's a lot of work into it than just removing dirt from there.
No, but it's still.
Yeah.
Hard to get rid of dirt these days.
Unfortunately, I don't have the other
That's
quote here. I just have the original one I had for this presentation. Any other questions?
And all this other concrete work, and she wanted more.
Yeah.
That's a request.
I know.
advocating for your site, I can understand that, but gotta prioritize what, how to get done.
All right, so we're done with hardscape, anything else with that? Go to facilities.
Well done, getting that all done with that budget, great job saving money on that roof structure stuff, and that really opened up a lot more options for us and stuff we can accomplish, it's good work.
Absolutely.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Summer projects again.
All right. So here's an update. I got a hold of the roofing company. He's gonna start putting together the schedule. I gave him the date when the last, day of school is. He's gonna let me know and send me the actual, schedule for it to start that project. For the phone system, we're waiting on the final, contract quote from Verizon for that as well.
What list are you on? I'm looking at a favorite question mark.
The first page.
Okay. So, but we still need approval for the roof for the girls' locker. We still need approval for the phone system, but you're waiting on the quote.
Yeah, we're waiting for the quote to present it, so.
It should be here tomorrow, or the next day,
Yep.
per the rep.
That's what, of course, the playground safety surface that I brought over, we're still waiting approval for it as well.
These are the
Then-
remaining projects then.
Yes,
That was
these are
well.
remaining, yep. And the bottom one, the summer project for 2026. If you look at the, interest, that one's for the rubber playground,
Right, well,
for the roofs,
the roof.
for the girls' locker room, phone system. And then you go down to the actual list for the summer projects for this fiscal school year. Going through them to see what we wanna get done this year. So basically, for High Desert, it would be replacing 2 carpets and the library, 17,313.
Just so we're clear, these are all additional on top of,
These are for summer projects.
okay, additional.
Additional of the actual, hardscape. High Desert, painting the doors. Roughly just the doors themselves, around $20,000. Vasquez High School, start staining the concrete floors, starting off with building, 200, 46,000. That site is 10 years old and it's starting to, see the wear and tear on the floors. You can see the areas where the students walk through and where they're sitting. So it would be a good idea to start redoing those floors,
So you gotta sand them.
sand and paint them.
That sounds like a silly question, but 20 grand to paint the doors in the buildings, there's a lot of doors.
That's just, it's in-house.
Okay,
We would do it in-house, not with,
So does that have a placeholder?
yeah, that, basically it would be, that's just in-house. Our staff would do it.
Okay.
Yeah, but better to get out, in-house and outside
Alright.
as well. For Metal Arc, replacing 4 carpets, 18,756. Little Owls as well, replacing 4 carpets, 18,756. And, the district office, adding the VCT flooring where the, admin building used to be, 10,569. Vasquez High School, slurry the parking lots, 27,400. That would be the old, the athletic parking lot.
Sure.
Because the new one, we did it last year.
Right.
And then, asphalt slurry on the playground over at Metal Arc, 19,635. And of course, the girls' locker room area, that still needs board approve, it's 41,714. With a total amount of 235,318.
Mr. Moore, thank you, would you have, by chance, off the top of your head, summer projects 2025 costs compared to 2026? I know they vary from project to project.
I do not have that on me right now.
That's okay.
before we, I think, obviously, these are all more. Kind of high impact, keep the lights on, like have to do stuff, that's like, maintenance we can't defer. Can we also look at the remaining list of things we chose to push out to future years?
So,
Not in this meeting, but at the next meeting potentially?
Mhm.
There were a list of things that we said that we're not doing this year, we're doing these items this year, we got the
Mhm.
budget approved for that.
some of these items I picked out of there as well,
Okay,
yeah.
let's look at it in context, and
Yeah,
maybe
they
at
go-
the next.
Mhm.
Those carpets were in there for last year, the VCT was. The asphalt floor wasn't.
Yep.
Is there anything we're not doing, we said we were gonna do the following year?
So basically, something that we're not doing from there, basically continue replacing roofs.
Okay.
We were gonna start doing the roofs at Metalwork, we haven't, that's not on here. Basically, right now, what I'm looking at is tripping hazard, basically asphalt work that needs to be repaired. Carpet's looking really bad.
I think roof wise, like, that's not something we wanna neglect, if those are needed, then let's.
We were able to do it in-house.
uh,
My maintenance guy from Metal Arts went inside there and replaced the really bad areas that were really bad.
Okay.
Basically, through the middle of the bubble, there was water going in there when it was raining. The whole top is completely redone. And that was almost every single bungalow. We did it in-house.
Can we, I think this looks like a great list, and I'm sure it's all stuff that we need to do, but. Let's take a really hard look at like, okay, what's gonna impact our ability to educate next year? Like, if there's anything that's sitting out there that would impact our ability to educate kids next year, let's get those moved up.
I mean, I think the asphalt facility is. It could probably go another year, I don't think it needs to be done
No, they could.
right now.
Yeah, but I mean, let's get it all together, and then maybe it's not adding that much, I mean, clearly. You know, there's cost to waiting, that gets worse, and if, but if there's anything that's gonna impact our ability to educate.
Something really bad is gonna impact.
Yeah,
If we have to reshift, some of the priorities that are listed here.
Right.
For hypothetically asphalt, for example.
and look, I think,
Good point, yeah,
Asphalt for,
yeah, 100%.
of what might be in the classroom, let's say the flooring or whatever, or
Yeah.
trip hazards.
Or it's gonna be warm for
point.
another year at Vasquez or something, but let's just take a look at it together, great context though, what we've historically approved,
Mhm.
and then.
I have that.
Maybe in the next budget cycle, we can start taking reserves for this stuff
Mhm.
to see what's,
The impact,
yeah, we can start doing a reserve on, hey, this money was already pre-budgeted. For following years, so that we're not asking every year, we've got, hey, this is what we got, we're only asking if we wanna go over. Like these maintenance items they just accumulate. You know,
So. That's it for my presentation. If there's any other questions.
oh, it's excellent, thank you very much. Follow up though, let's have a more complete meeting on these topics for those items specifically at the next one.
yeah, I have that down for future items,
Okay.
next meeting.
All right, this is your meeting.
Old habits.
I'm enjoying it while you're doing it. Future meeting agenda items, next steps, next meeting, I think we much went over all that.
Yes, facility projects update, of course, that's a standing item, and then a list of items that were pushed out for summer projects from 25 to 26. And what can we, maybe reassess
Together.
and propose, and what takes priority as far as, student learning.
You do. Anything else? All right, let's adjourn the meeting at 4:47.